This is just a quick video to show you how to get WordPress's Pretty Permalinks working on an Amazon Linux EC2 instance. By default, if you try and change the permalink structure to anything other than the default, you'll be riddled with 404 errors. This is because WordPress uses an htaccess file to deal with permalinks, and by default, when you install Apache, it does not read htaccess files whatsoever. So I'm going to show you how to change that and get it working. First, we need to SSH into our EC2 instance. I'm just going to go ahead and switch to super user to make it easier. And then switch folders to where the httpd config file is, and that's under etc/httpd/conf. And fire up a visual editor on the httpd.conf file. I'm just going to use vi. Now we need to arrow down until we find a line that says allow override. By default, it'll say allow override none. We need to change this to switch to insert mode and change it to from none to all. Now just down a little bit more, there's going to be one more line that says the same thing. You need to change that also. Exit insert, right and quit the file, and then restart Apache. Back on WordPress's admin panel, go ahead and go to the permalink page, which is under settings, permalinks, and then permalink settings, and switch the common settings from anything other than default. It doesn't matter what at this point, just switch it to something else besides default and save the changes. Down here you should see a line that says if your htaccess were writable, then WordPress could change it. It's basically what it's saying. And it's going to give you a code block. Copy this code block and then switch back to the terminal. Now we need to change folders to wherever your root WordPress install is. Mine is in my public HTML folder under a folder called content. Yours may be different, so you just got to make sure you go to the root WordPress install. And then fire up a visual editor on the .htaccess file. If WordPress hasn't already created one, then you're basically just going to be creating a new one, which you're going to come to the same point anyways, so it's okay. Now go ahead and paste that code block into... Oops, I didn't copy it all. Make sure you copy it all, or you're going to get an error. Go ahead and paste that code block into the htaccess folder, exit insert mode, and right and quit. Now, if you go back to the admin panel and refresh, you can change it to any structure you want. I usually do post name, but any of them will work, even a custom structure, and WordPress has documentation on how to change it. But I'm going to show you a little bit quicker way to do this now that you know what's going on. Go back to the command line, and you're going to chmod, and you need to which switches file permissions 666 on the .htaccess file. Now if you go back to WordPress one more time and refresh, you'll notice that that bottom line is gone. That's because now WordPress has access to your htaccess file, and it can go ahead and make these changes automatically depending on what you select.